Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Maggie Mumbles. So Maggie Mumbles is based on my dog, Maggie, who is a mature dog now, and she feels that the more mature dog needs a voice too. So we're talking to lots of our wonderful friends and myotherapists about their experiences, their expertise, what they're passionate about, and it's a wonderful series and giving us a fantastic opportunity to sport to people like, or sport or even speak to people like Vickie China. Vickie, hi, how are you?
Hello, I'm really good, thank you.
Now, Vickie is one of our wonderful Galen Myotherapists, and we were working out that I think we've known each other for just over 4 years.
Yes,
Is that?
yeah. Yes, 4 or 5 years probably now, Julia, from when I first met you.
And Vickie is doing amazing work, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're just part of your amazing work. You are a very, very busy lady, aren't you? And you have a young family. I've never understood how you've done that, but I thought you're incredible how you just managed to balance things out.
Absolutely.
But anyway, so Vickie, how did you come across Galen Myotherapy at first? Because it wasn't your original, you haven't always worked with animals, have you?
No. So I did when I left school. I wanted to work with animals, but due to circumstances, I got into the office. I got into office work and was a business manager. Had a lovely career, loved that job, and it wasn't really until I had my first daughter and my own dog at the same time when she was born suddenly wouldn't walk out of the drive, and I just couldn't understand what was going on. We were on, all the medication at that point, and the vet just said, when he's got arthritis, keep him comfortable, and then euthanasia is the next option. So obviously having backache myself a lot, I just looked at him and I thought, that dog's got backache. I must find a massage therapist. I just need to find something. So I Googled it, came across yourselves. I came on one of your brilliant workshops, met you, and instantly knew that this is what I was going to do. But just for my own dog, maybe I knew other dogs in my area needed this treatment. And I managed to engage with one of your therapists near me at that time, and she resolved the issues with my dog. And he lived a great old age and loved his life. From being put down at 9. He was fine. So, but I just knew I had to do it.
What I find staggering is we all seem to have a dog that's a catalyst. I would like one day, Vickie, I would like you to work out now how many dogs you have treated based on your dog inspiring you to make a difference. To not just him. It was a him, wasn't it? I seem to remember.
It was a him, yeah.
All the other dogs you now treat, and we're going to come on to it later, so please don't go, everyone, because Vickie has got the most amazing case history to discuss with us, which actually I've got all tingly now just thinking about it. So hold on, everyone, don't go anywhere. So aren't these dogs inspirational, though, to inspire us to really, as you say, great job, you loved it, but talk about change. You've really changed everything, haven't you, within your life?
Yeah, my whole career has changed. Like, I've got a lovely job actually now which works around my family, and my daughter is big enough now, my eldest, she loves what I do as well, and my whole life has changed from coming into your training that day. I run my own workshops now to try and get to as many dogs as I can. I work with a lovely local charity called Norfolk Greyhound Rescue, who do the most amazing job. So I work with them. I've worked at other animal sanctuaries just to give rescues a chance, and just to give them a be more comfortable, if nothing else, and B, give them a chance at home, because sometimes if they are displaying miserable and lame, nobody's going to want to home them. So it's about giving them a chance and making them comfortable and making their life better, even in a small way. But a small way, as you know, Julia, is a huge way often.
Absolutely. We don't realise that, as you say, something as small as they may have stopped picking up their toy to play, or even just picking up their toy. And then after a couple of treatments, or even one treatment, sometimes they pick up their toy. You think, wow, what a big shift. What a, in how they perceive everything in their body and all around them. But Vickie, you have done some fantastic work with rehoming centres and rescue centres, haven't you? It sort of, you almost, it sounds like you almost inadvertently went there to get some experience, and now you've discovered how much you can actually help and how much you've actually done.
And the job for me is if I make one dog comfortable, then that's all what I need. That for me is all I need. I think for self-fulfillment, if I've made a dog comfortable, if I've given an owner an extra year with their dog, that fulfillment for me is actually all I need, and everything else is kind of byproduct, if that makes sense. So it's got to be the most rewarding role when you're helping dogs, and then sometimes owners, because quite often our dogs are companion animals as well, aren't they? They're a lifeline, especially lockdown. So yeah,
you're absolutely right. We're not only treating dogs, but we're also helping people too, because I know my dog's ill and someone made them feel better, then that would make me, that would be like the black cloud lifting off my life to have that. Yeah, absolutely. So Vickie, it's great that you are working, and you still do some work with some rehoming charities, don't you? But you're working a lot with companion pets and working dogs.
Yeah, I do a bit of both. I work with dogs for charities and rehoming centres, and I have my own private clients as well. So I and companion animals. So I do probably a good split, I would say. So yes, I do. I have my own private clients too.
Which is amazing, because you are flat out busy, aren't you? You really
We
are.
Flat out, yes. I think I would love a few more hours in the day, and I would love to be able to get to more dogs if I could, you know. So yeah, it's certainly a very busy career. If anybody is looking for a new career, it is a busy one.
Well, and it's also very much not reward, but results driven. And you have had some fantastic results. I mean, we are very proud to have you as a myotherapist. We really are. We've got an amazing team, and you are absolutely up there in our team of really driving the therapy boards and getting it out there so people actually understand what we do, but more how we work as well, because we have quite a different way of working with the choice and everything. But Vickie, we really have got to talk about one of your dogs that you are treating at the moment, who is really so adorable, with the most adorable name too. I'm not sure that he's always had this name.
Yeah, so Bob is a very special dog. He's a Chow, and he was rescued by a charity in China. He was going to be, him and some other Chows were going to be sold for slaughter, and a charity went and rescued them, and I think they organised homes for them back here in the UK. So we had a lovely mum and dad here waiting, but unfortunately he got distemper. He had distemper, and all of the other Chows had it too, and they all sadly passed. But Bob, he has fought through this distemper, and he made a recovery. He then had to do a whole day's journey, so he could get to like the port where he would then be airlifted, or, you know, get on the plane to the UK. But he bit his tail and he bit his wrist, so he had to have surgery. He then had bad skin condition that needed to be resolved before he could even get on the plane. The charity were not sure if Bob would make the plane journey, because of the journey in China previously. But they were amazed when he got off the other end. Okay, so he'd gone through all this, and we got him to the UK, and he then went to his lovely owners, who were fantastic, and they do nothing but support Bob, and he could just about move. He's got a fused stifle, and he's got damage to his spine on top of everything else, and he could kind of move, but then he would just like topple over. And this happened for a while, and then he had full paralysis, but this was in lockdown.
Right.
So his mum and dad contacted me and I was not able to respond. So I did everything at distance I could. So I went through treatments that they could do, and they sent me a few videos, and I gave them the tips I was able to give them over the phone. And the minute I could work, the minute they said, if you can work, I started treating Bob outside, and he's just a light. He's a beacon. He just is so alive, so wants to live. There was no way that dog was ready to be put to sleep, which the vet said that was the only options that the owner was given at her veterinary surgery. Unfortunately, was that with Bob's paralysis, he will never move again.
UK, you mean?
In the UK, they took him to their local vet, and unfortunately, the vet said he will never move and he will never walk. And our suggestion is to have him put to sleep, and probably from their clinical assessment, I'm sure, because the clinical assessment is awful. But I said, look, let's give it a go. I knew there were signals going to the back limbs, because I could, that we'd done a little bit of work and I could see that they were moving. So I could see there were signals, but my biggest problem when I touched Bob was his fascia, the fascia which encompasses the whole body. I couldn't feel a muscle for the fascia that lives just under the skin. It was so thick and it was so tight that the pain, especially in the neck and thoracic area, the pain for him to even stand. So it was my opinion that Bob could actually not stand because of the tightness in the fascia and the pain in the neck to even have a chance of moving. So I spent a long time, I said I was not prepared to do a full treatment because I felt that would be too much. He would be in too much pain, because I've never felt a dog like it. It took years for him to get like this, and it's going to take me a while to unpick the whole lot. So we did little and often, working with the owners, and I gave them things to do at home, and they worked really hard at home. And we started treating him every week, and I just felt his neck loosen up under my hands. You could start feeling he's comfortable. He can move his head up and down. It's not so thick. And once I'd kind of released the shoulder, the left shoulder, he could start standing. So we were like, wow, he stood. Okay, this is great.
How many tears this particular moment have you shed over this dog of happiness? To see the change in him. I mean, I would just be bawling the whole time.
Yeah.
I mean, we do dehydrate very quickly, don't we, in this job?
You do, and especially when the owner will message you a video and you're in the most inappropriate time to start crying. So,
yeah.
So yes, the owners, they're wonderful at giving me feedback and video updates, and he was standing was great, but when about a month after he stood, was he walking? That was just incredible. That was incredible when he could walk, and then it was like the babies. It was one step, but then he done 3 steps one day, and then he walked for 15 minutes.
They can actually then use their own function and use their functional anatomy. Then everything does start to ease off, doesn't it? And then we can really start to do more work. But it's getting that initial movement going, because you must have felt some difference in him after he started actually walking, slightly waddling. But it's walking. It's good. He's moving around, isn't he?
Yes, I mean, let's be honest. Bob will not ever go to Craftsall, but let's be honest. He can move. He can toilet himself. He can drink if he wants a drink. He can go and instigate play if he wants. I mean, these are things in my book of like, that's quality of life. He's not ever going to be running around a racetrack, but do you know what? He can move, and he's got so much personality.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that, and obviously I'm continuing. I mean, he's getting better every day, and I will continue to work with Bob for the rest of Bob's life, and I will always work with him and keep him as comfortable as I can. So it's just incredible.
And what sort of so from going from being near paralysis to being able to move around, that's a phenomenal physical change. What other changes have you seen on his behaviour? Because the video, he looks really jolly, even though you can't see his eyes, because to be able to live an independent life is really important. But they need to be able to have fun as well, to really have a quality of life, to need to be able to have fun. Now, I've seen him sniffing around, and that's fun. Any other behavioural things have you noticed about him?
I think his owners will tell me that he'll tend to have a pop at the other dogs a bit, because I think Bob is the top dog. He is top dog, so he now likes to make it very clear that he is the top dog in that pack at home, because his owners, mum and dad, are wonderful. They rescue several poms, so he's the top dog in the pack, and I think he likes to tell them, especially now he's mobiles.
Yeah,
and he loves
to argue with me.
Yeah. And he loves to see the ducks. So I've got a lovely video of Bob going to see the ducks where he was just sat in the back of the car looking at them. And then I've got another video 2 months later where he's actually wandering about with them. And that is just lovely. So his mum and dad are great.
How did they discover he likes seeing the ducks? That is adorable. That is so adorable.
Yeah.
And Maggie would quite like to see the ducks, but I think they would have a different, perhaps, intention.
Yeah.
They'd bring me one, maybe.
I don't think they have ducks in China, thankfully. So I think he just thinks they're his friends, you know. But he loves to just sit and watch them.
Oh, that's so adorable. So this little man, how old do they think he is?
They think he's 5.
He's very young, isn't he? Very young. Everything that he's been through. I mean, incredible. That he's lived on the other side of the world, and we don't know what he's like before and how he ended up where he was on that one-way railway. But then to come all the way over here is he still in foster family?
No, his owners, he went straight into a home. So his owners, they adore Bob. I mean, what they have done for Bob is just, they stop at nothing. Their life is, they stop at nothing at bringing him for treatments, taking him to see the ducks, wheeling him around. And they've got other dogs as well. They've got lots of rescues dogs, but they work so hard. They do every technique I ask them to do. And, there's never a week where they said, oh, we didn't get time this week. And they both work, they're working people. So his mum and dad are just incredible at when they lift him, they said at first he used to be lifted round. So it's like the owners are breaking their own back, lifting him everywhere. And they're just wonderful people, everything they've done for Bob.
Angels come in all sorts of guises, don't they? And these sort of angels are the ones that would never say anything, but they just quietly get on and make another life, another sentient life better. And I'm so humbled by people that do that. They said they quietly get on. So you know who you are, you're brilliant, we love you. And all the people that do this are just amazing. But Vickie, it must be so satisfying for you. And as you quite rightly said, when you love doing your work, you never work again, do you? I mean, I don't I work. Yes, I'm tired at the end of the day, but it's not real work, is it?
It's not a job. It's not a job, is it? It's really it's a vocation, and it's a passion that I tend to go at any time of the day, but I actually want to do it. It's the vigor of getting up and wanting to do it. So it's never a chore, or it's just the most rewarding job, always rewarding. So yes, I don't ever, so you say, how do you do it with a young family? Well, I feel that makes me a better parent, because I'm happy in my work. I come home happy, and my children are therefore happy because their mum's happy. And when my little girl who's 7 is really proud of what her mum does, she makes dogs better. That's just amazing. So yeah, as you say, you never work again, because I love treating every dog. I do. I love it. So.
Well, do you know what? Weirdly, Vickie, you'll find this surprising, but your passion comes through.
Does it? Oh, good.
Yeah, it does. It's wonderful. I've never known you anything but passionate and just so madly keen to learn. You're always wanting to learn, which is fantastic. And can I please thank you, A, for being part of Maggie Mumbles, but also can I, oh, here I go. Can I thank you on behalf of all those rescue dogs that you've helped and their new families that they're with. You two are amazing, because I know you've done it for the love. And that takes a very special person. And I know you say you get a lot from it. I absolutely know that. But you still give your time and your energy and all your knowledge. And it's just wonderful. So I just want to thank you very much, Vickie, for joining us. Thank you for being an exemplary Galen Myotherapist over there. Now you're in Norfolk, can't you?
Yes, yeah, I'm in Norfolk. Yeah, I work in Norfolk.
Where's your closest town? Because everyone can find you on the website.
So I work in and around Norwich, and I also work at Great Yarmouth as well.
Fantastic, fantastic. It's just brilliant to see you. Don't see you enough, but it's lovely excuse to catch up with you. And thank you very, very much for your time. And just keep us in touch with Bob. Let us know what happens with Bob. And we may have to do a follow-up on him, because that would be
Oh, well, thank you, Julia. And I will just say, when I met you, it was your inspiration that has led me to do this job and to help the dogs from the minute I met you. So I want to thank you, Julia, for changing my life and all the dogs I've treated. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I really do.
Thank you. That's very kind. Right, now you've left me in a mess, complete mess. But thank you very much for that.
You're welcome.
So lovely. But thank you, and we'll catch up again really soon.
Okay, thank you, Julia.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.